And
are we recording? I think we are recording. All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Lost in the Dark podcast. I'm obviously here with a whole group of people tonight. We got Aaron and both of my sisters in the crypt. This is kind of a redo episode. There's an episode like 3 episodes ago where at the beginning I had a disclaimer because we missed a week, and it was because I lost an episode that had my sister on talking about some things, and we just wanted to come back and try to redo it. First thing was that the last time you were on, you had the Ellie's House t-shirt campaign going. Ellie's House t-shirt, and I said once I got it, I would have you back on and talk about it. So, yeah, how did that campaign end up turning out?
Oh, you look great in black. I know it's your favorite color of all time.
What can I say?
Yeah, the campaign went really well, thanks. We ended up raising, I want to say, over $300 off t-shirt sales, and then we also did a Giving Tuesday that was sort of tied to it that we were doing during COVID quarantine to help raise money, and that brought in over $1,000. So it went really, really well. And as we talked about before, Ellie's House, we work in Detroit to fight sex trafficking, so all that money is going towards our residential program and our outreach program, getting people food and resources, hygiene, clothing on the street. So what? Great.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Well, the t-shirt fits great. I love it. And yeah, so that's really good. Are there any new campaigns or anything that you guys got going on right now that you have to promote?
Not at the moment. We normally do a gala fundraiser in the summer. Obviously, with COVID, we're trying to, think about different ways to do that. So we're thinking instead this year we might do something outdoor on a smaller scale. We don't have a location picked yet, but I am hoping for Belle Isle and doing something maybe at the conservatory. So I'll keep you posted. Stay tuned for that. I'll have to hop back on maybe before that comes up later in the summer. That'll be probably September, August.
Okay, cool. Nice. Where can so the campaign went well, raised a bunch of money. That's good. Where can people go to support? Is there any way to support this organization or?
Yeah, so if you're on Facebook, it's Ellie's House 313. Instagram, we're at Ellie's House 313. Ellie's is ELLIS House 313. From there you can find our website. If you want to donate, you can Venmo us. All the info is on our social media on our website. So yeah, check us out, and just check us out to see too. We have some informational stuff, educational stuff on there as well. If you're just curious about what it looks like down in Detroit with the trafficking.
Also, for anybody who's interested, if you go back to the last episode you were on, Catie, in the description of that episode are links to, I think, Ellie's House website and the news story, the Fox. The Fox Detroit did a news story on you, and you were actually in the video and everything. There is a link to that in the description from a few episodes ago. The last one. She was in the first, I think it was the first video one you were on, I believe. So, if anybody's interested in more resources, definitely check that out. Now, another thing, so yeah, you're down in Detroit. Or, well, actually, you're down in, Livonia right now, right? Yeah. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But normally you live in Detroit, but you haven't been for a while because didn't your roommate get COVID?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
She had.
But you hadn't been there in a while already, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, I've been staying in Livonia here with my boyfriend, so I wasn't exposed. But yeah, she did get it. She luckily didn't have to be hospitalized or anything, but she was just basically in bed for a month and a half. And she's now not contagious and is feeling better, but still really weak and immunity down.
Yeah. Wow. That's fucking crazy.
has it changed your perception of it, kind of seeing it firsthand, or like kind of like knowing somebody that has it, or like is
Yeah.
it the same?
I mean, yeah, especially so she got it kind of pretty early on, like shortly after lockdown, and I think we all felt it was serious, but until you have like a real personal connection with it, it's harder to conceptualize. I know someone that passed of COVID, an older woman that I take my students to work with. We go to a senior home every week and we hang out with old people and play bingo with them and things like that. And one of the women at the senior home passed away. And then shortly after, my roommate got it. So that definitely put it into perspective. And I think made me take it more seriously too, for sure.
Yeah. And, you know, it's crazy to me that last week we were sitting there talking about how things are starting to look a little better here in Michigan, and now they're not anymore at all.
Direction.
Yeah, we're going back in the wrong direction. We had a situation like for the record, for like the past 2 to 3 weeks in Ingham County, we have had 4 cases, 5 new cases, 8 new cases, 0 new cases, even some days. So we were like completely golden here. And then in East Lansing, one night at one bar, we got 35 new cases. And climbing. Because those cases, it went from 2 to 18 to 24 to 35 in less than 48 hours. So...
Yep.
Yeah.
One bar. Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking crazy. But
so that's because I haven't known anybody to personally have it. It's mostly just kind of like hearsay. I mean, I know obviously like BJ, we talked about it, but like, you know, just kind of like what happens during and kind of like after is pretty. I don't know. I'm just kind of curious about it because I don't really know like. I know like what the symptoms are and stuff and like what happens, but I guess like the interesting thing to me is like what the kind of like after effects are and like how it kind of like how you work through it eventually.
What I've heard, at least I've heard, is from people that have had it, is that it's like the fever goes away, you stop coughing, yeah, but it takes a really long time to get back to full strength. Like something like going up and down a flight of stairs that you could normally just do no problem is gonna like wind you for a while. It takes a long time for your body to get back to that like regular rhythm again. It seems like at least for some people, you know. Yeah, that's what I've heard in terms of that.
That's exactly what my roommate said. She said going up and down the stairs. That's why she was in bed, because is like even just walking to the kitchen and back sometimes I'm just out of breath. And then for her, she went back to work and that same week felt sick again and she got strep throat. So because her immune system was shot, she was more susceptible to more things, right? So it's even after you're not contagious and you're recovering, because your immune system is lowered, you're going to pick up anything else that you come into contact with.
Right. Yeah, that's fucking insane. And honestly, that was my only so far. Like honestly, that's my only issue with my only concern, I guess I should say, about the protests. Like, because a lot of the protests, nobody seemed to be social distancing. A lot of people were wearing masks, but I was like, fuck, yes, protest, but fuck, stay away from each other. Like, but Catie, you have actually participated in some of the protests in Detroit. How many did you go to again?
5 or 6.
Oh shit, really? Last time we talked, it was only 2.
Yeah, I went to a lot more that time.
Holy shit. And now, what was your experience overall then since we last talked? Because I know, okay, well, where you left off at least was the first 2 you went to were, it was very calm, very peaceful, sense of unity. People were wearing masks and trying to social distance. And it was all good. But this was also a point in time where they were implementing city curfews in Detroit starting at 8 o'clock, and you said you weren't out after that or anything. You were out during the daytime. Since then, the curfews, I believe, as far as I know, have all been lifted. Keep in mind, last time we talked about this was literally like the first or second week the protests started popping off. Yeah, it was real recent. So yeah, since then, what has your experience been like?
Very much the same. Everything that I've been to has still been very peaceful, very powerful. I will say though, I haven't been going out. I didn't go out last week at all or this week, and it's partially because I noticed fewer people wearing masks towards the end, like towards the last few that I went to. I mean, I don't see anyone making an effort to social distance during a protest. It's just not really feasible. You're all together in the streets, and that's something that I went in like, yeah, I get that. I know that that's the risk I'm taking. But in the beginning, when I saw everyone wearing a mask, I felt like, okay, like this feels at least a little more comfortable. But yeah, I mean, and I think this is what's happening all over the state and all over the country even, is that people they either feel safer or they are over it and just not making as much of an effort to wear masks, to distance, etc. So I definitely noticed a decline in the masks, not in a huge way, but enough that I was like, if I'm on the fence about it, I'm gonna sit out for a little while, just because I knew I was gonna be seeing our family and, like, you know, our grandma and our dad for Father's Day, and I just don't want to risk bringing that back home.
Yeah. Yes.
It's hard to protest as one and do, you know, try to be unified and also be distant at the same time during all this. It's pretty interesting.
Exactly.
I did see some videos of like giant groups of people, and everybody was like, they look like they're about 6 feet apart from each other. Yeah. So there were some places that did do it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think a lot of people are over it or feeling have a false sense of security, and you know, COVID isn't over us apparently. So fuck. But yeah, no, that's the only thing. And now we're sitting here weeks later, because last time it was all the talk was all the fucking the riots. Big quotes around that one. Fucking since then it's I don't see anything like that anymore. It looks like everything turned completely peaceful, and as soon as they stopped implementing bullshit curfews and stopped tear gassing people for no fucking reason, all of a sudden everything's peaceful.
I
don't. It's interesting to me. Jesus.
Yeah, and we see a lot less protesting in the news now, right? Like, the protests in Detroit are still going every night.
Oh, they're still going. Yeah.
In most big cities. So it's not that they've stopped, it's that the media doesn't have, maybe they don't want to report on a quote unquote boring, peaceful gathering.
Exactly. They want to spin it the way they want to fucking spin it, and if they can't, then they're not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's been, like, I've heard a little bit about kind of what's happened, but there's been, at least the last few nights, there's been you know, things in Ingham County, like down by the Capitol building and stuff, like live things, and but nothing that's really, that's what's kind of weird to me, is like all this happened, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, well, you know, COVID, still a thing, by the way.
Yeah.
I would deal, instead of like, oh, like protests and like peace rallies and stuff, is like, well, you're still gonna die from COVID, so like, so I don't know.
I fucking fully support all the protests. I think it's garbage, the shit that I was seeing on some of the live streams of people in Lansing sitting on the ground with their hands in the air getting tear gassed, while 2 weeks later there were a bunch of psychopaths brandishing weapons and screaming in the faces of police officers, and they did nothing. When brandishing a weapon is an actual crime. Like, especially if you're a supporter of the Second Amendment, you should fucking want everybody to follow the gun laws, and brandishing a weapon is a big one. And yeah, you know, so there's just so much fucking bullshit that was pissing me off during that whole fucking time. But it ultimately, yeah, like I supported all the protesters, but I was like, I don't want, because all these protesters, like, they're doing a good thing, right? Last thing I want is the people on the front lines doing a good thing, all of them to get sick. Like, holy shit. So that concerned me. That was a big worry. And now, you know, like, it's been a few weeks, and now we're starting to see an uptick in cases. And I wonder if it was that. I don't know. They're not saying anything. And you would think if the media wanted to spin it in a fucked up way, they'd be like, all the protesters are giving each other COVID. But I don't know. I don't know. But I'm glad that your experiences were positive. I'm glad and they were all in Detroit, all the ones you went to? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That was a pretty heavy hit spot.
Yeah.
And like not only just COVID stuff, but like just protests in general, like just a bunch of stuff happening when it first popped off. So it's kind of cool to hear that there's, you know, it's kind of calmed down a little bit and it's kind of gone in a little bit more of like a positive direction instead of just like people looting and all this stuff. I mean, I guess that was like a small section of people, but even still.
Yeah. Yeah, and I saw one guy that was like a business owner and his business got looted and he didn't do anything to stop it. And the news was like, why? He's like, because I have insurance. Like every other business owner should. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't know.
No.
But the looting was bullshit. But there's a lot of fucking weird shit with that too. It's like people, like, you know, what's that? Opportunists. You know what I mean? Just some opportunists, and they're getting lumped in with the people that are actually trying to make a difference in the protesters and stuff, and it's fucking ridiculous.
I also know, I tell people this, and I know a lot of people don't buy it, but I talked to someone, a person I've met recently because he's going to be a freshman at the same university as me. I was talking to him because he went to the Grand Rapids protest. He lives out there. And he said something, he was like, I saw people looting, and they were literally alt-right people. And
I mean, that's what most of Grand Rapids is.
You know, over the internet, that reporting, this isn't something that's been really covered by a lot of media sources. And it's that there definitely were people. I mean, you saw there was a lot of pretty decent evidence that suggests there were undercover cops in the crowd.
Yep.
And there were a lot of people who are saying, guys, that there are people who are coming here actively to make the protesters look violent.
Oh yeah, people had videos and photographs for like areas where they knew protesters were going to be. There were just these piles of bricks that would just appear for no reason. And it's like, where the fuck are these bricks even coming from? And then there is a video fucking footage of new NYC police officers unloading a cop car's trunk full of bricks onto the street. I saw the video.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm Mr. Conspiracy normally, but I mean, I feel like this isn't even a conspiracy. This is just blatant.
In the car, like, at least you just see, like, it's so...
In uniform.
Like,
what?
The one that kind of got me was I don't know if it was like near like a fountain or something. I don't really remember where it was at, but there was like a whole bunch of like water and like, you know, stuff to like get tear gas out and stuff when they were like, you know, just like jugs of like milk or whatever. So I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff, and they just took it from everybody, like from the center.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen videos of them coming up and just stabbing all the fucking water bottles and milk jugs and just leaving it.
Yeah.
People are like, what are you doing? They're like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, holy shit. Like, this is fucking insane. So yeah. Cool though. Cool that you went out. I wish there wasn't, like, I live with someone who's high risk, so I can't really make that decision for both of us. You know what I'm saying? But if there weren't no fucking COVID, I would have been out. I've been fucking on the corner protesting since I was 16 years old. There is photos of me on Facebook, 16, 17 years old, on a corner protesting fucking war, holding up fucking signs, jumping up and down. Like, I've been fucking protesting forever, so this is definitely one that I would like. But you know, shit, I don't have. That's what I fucking forgot. Damn it, I don't have the links anymore. Fuck, I had links though. Seek them out. Google search. Like, there are links to like petitions you can sign for the Black Lives Matter movement and all that stuff. And like, God, that's why I was mad that we lost that last one, is because we gave a bunch of information to people to look into. Look up podcasts, look up books. What books are you reading, Catie? You had some books.
Reading Me and My White Supremacy by Layla, I forgot her last name, which is really great. Actually, this book started as, I believe, an Instagram challenge, and it was every day there was like a new topic for you to think about, and then questions for you to discuss or just reflect on. And she just put it into a book because people wanted it. So I'm reading that. We're reading White Fragility. But like, luckily now, I mean, even if you don't have those links, Beej, luckily now it's very, very easy to find.
Yeah, when we talked last time, we had like just found a bunch of that stuff, and ever since we talked about it, I've now everybody on Facebook or social media is talking about it, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I think it was like the next day, because one of the things we were talking about was documentaries, and I think it was because I don't like to read books. I like audiobooks and I like documentaries and podcasts. And then it was like the next day that Netflix added like a Black Lives Matter section. I went through it. I was like, fuck, I've already seen most of these, but they were really good. There's a lot of really good stuff in there.
Yeah, I just watched LA 92. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that. But I do actually like remember some of it. So
right, yeah, it was really good to watch. I mean, not good, but it was enlightening to see, because I mean, literally there are signs up and people saying verbatim the same exact things that are being said now.
Oh, it goes into. Is it like about the riot? Did they go into like the post Rodney King stuff? Like what happened after the video came out?
A little.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
All right. Another. Shit. Where'd it go? Damn it! I must have moved it. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
There we go.
I can't wait to see what this is.
Fucking another good one on there is a documentary about this man, which inspired me to buy this album. Robert Johnson, Devil. What's it called? Devil at the Fork Road or Devil at the Crossroads? Yeah, dude. I got his whole complete collection, 2 discs, 42 tracks, complete recordings of Robert fucking Johnson, the guy, the legend. Everybody's heard his. If you've never heard of him, you've heard of his legend. He's the one that sold his soul to the devil to be able to play music. And the documentary on Netflix floored me. It was beautiful, and I had to pick up his music. I had to hear it because he was a guitarist, and his hands were huge, so he could like do things on the neck that nobody else could do. And he like studied under this really like he studied under this like really famous guitarist, and like he taught him a bunch of stuff. But like the way he was physically put together enabled him to like play differently than anybody else, and it's awesome. It's awesome. I love shit like that.
What's the documentary called?
I think it's called Devil at the Crossroads.
Yeah, I was looking at that last night.
So good. So good. But yeah, there's a couple ones. What was that one you told me about last time? It was a book about a woman.
Yeah, it's Claudette Colvin, Choice Towards Justice. And it's actually really funny that you brought that up, because our street was recently named after her. I think in March, maybe it was last year. It was either last year or this year. There was a street in New York that was named in her honor.
Awesome.
And she's still alive, so she was able to go and like see it and have that moment, which is really cool because her story is sort of like an unsung hero. She, as a young teenager in Alabama, was actually the first young woman to refuse her seat on a segregated bus to a white person. And then almost a year later is when Rosa Parks did the same thing, and that launched, the bus boycott and that whole thing. But she was the first one to do it, and she actually knew Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks ran the NAACP youth chapter that Claudette Colvin was a part of. So after she did that, like, they got to know each other. And so, yeah, it's a really cool story. Honestly, the book itself it's a really easy read. There are pictures in it. It's like aimed at a younger audience, but I'd never heard of her. One of my students just happened to mention her to me, and I was like, honestly, I don't know who that is. I've never heard of her. And then she brought me the book, which is really nice. And it's great. So if you've never heard of her, at least give her a Google search. Claudette Colvin is her name. And she's still alive. And it's really cool that she's still alive and got to see, the street named after her in her honor. I think that's beautiful, but it's also terrifying that in her lifetime we're still fighting for the same stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's what's so crazy to me about all this is, like, for as many times as we've gone forward, we're like, in the span of about a week, we've taken such a step back, and I feel like at least now, like, the conversation's changed a little bit, and we're kind of seeing things a little differently than before, and it's kind of like, I feel like that's kind of almost what it took, unfortunately. Like, it just took kind of a bigger, something, bigger than what was happening as far as, like, like the quarantine stuff to kind of, like, get people to see, like, we've been through a lot of this already, and I feel like now there's a bigger shift happening than before.
Yeah. And that's fuck yeah. And I mean, like, yeah, you're right. We've done this before, but not enough has happened. It's still bullshit. So more needs to be done. And if the single largest civil rights protest ever to take place on the face of the earth needed to happen, then hey, it needed to fucking happen because it took place all over the earth, all 50 states, multiple cities in every state, everywhere. Like, holy shit. Never seen anything like that. Awesome. So yeah. That's about all I got for you, Catie. I just wanted to have you back on real quick, talk a little bit about your protest experience in the Ellie's house. Fight COVID-19. Fight that shit. Yeah, wear a fucking mask. Jesus, Murphy. I hate it. I hate wearing a mask. I do not enjoy it. But I do it. Because I don't want anybody at any of the stores I go to get sick. It's that simple. So, fight COVID-19 and wear a mask. That's all I got for you, Catie, I guess. Thank you very much for coming back on. Grace, where's Grace? Grace hasn't even spoken. Hello. I can't hear you. You gotta speak up.
She's sleepy.
She's sleepy. Get her in the middle of the camera for a second. There we go. You just graduated high school. Yes, you did. But sadly, so big congratulations.
Yeah.
But sadly, you could not walk. You did not have a traditional graduation. You couldn't have a prom.
I didn't, but I did have the best senior skip day in all of it.
Very good. Very good. So yeah, but how are you really? Does that really bother you that you didn't get to have those experiences, or is it kind of like whatever for you? Or
no, I was talking. I think I was talking to my dad about this, but there are people. I've talked to all my friends about this, and people are upset to varying degrees. Some people are devastated. One of my friends honestly loved it. She didn't want to go to prom. She didn't want to go to graduation. She didn't want to go to school no more. She was like, I am done. I am happy. I'm kind of mixed, you know. Like, sure, it would have been nice to have those things, but I'm nothing I was like devastated over per se. But I do think, you know, I was amused because we always get made fun of my generation as like the participation award generation. You know, everyone's like, you guys get applauded and awarded for everything. But now I'm sitting here like, yeah, you guys applauded us every step of the way, so missing the big one doesn't hurt as much.
Oh, I never thought about it like that. Interesting. How
See, to me, like, I am like trying to figure out how I feel about it, I guess, because like to me, like that was the big thing. I mean, for a lot of people, like that was the big thing you look forward to, like all the stuff at the end of the year and being this big, like, you know, celebration. Yeah. So.
I mean, I am mad that we didn't get to have a graduation party for you, because I would have made that a lot of fun. But all right. How has how is like quarantine been? How has it been like having to stay in the house? Yeah, there we go. That's
not great.
That's the one that hit. Okay.
To live with
Yeah.
both my grandmother.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
It's a very privileged house to live in, but it's not an easy house to live in, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But hey, fair enough. All right, well here, let me get both back on screen real quick, so we can say goodbye. Thank you guys. Thank you both so much for being on. Really appreciate it. And I will. I'll shoot you guys a text later on. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Love you.
Aaron, see you guys later.
See you guys.
Okay.
Do I just end?
Yeah. Go ahead and just.
Okay.
All right. Bye. And let's see what happens. Oh, okay. Now we kind of look like just normal. All right.
Do you want to stop it
and check it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that, just in case. Because if something's fucking up right now, I don't want to keep going and then lose all that too.
Yeah.
So for everybody watching, I'm not gonna cut any of this, so everybody gets to see a little behind the scenes right here. We're gonna stop it just for a second, just to check and make sure that worked, and then I will just sync up the two videos in post. So we'll be right back. For everybody, we'll be right back, and literally right now. There we go. Okay, and we're back. You all just finished watching that first part of the podcast, the little interview with my sisters. Good to see them, as always. Thank you again to both of them for being on. We really appreciate that. But now it is just us. And now we got some things. I actually do have a couple things up my sleeve that I'm going to talk about. But first of all, let's start this off real quick. Guess what? My friend has returned, Aaron. My friend has returned.
Oh shit.
I haven't been able to find this in 3 fucking weeks. I drank the whole city out of it. I haven't been able to find it anywhere. I don't know what was going on. And I went to the store today. I was like, you got to be shitting me. It's Whiskey Wednesday.
Oh shit.
I just thought of that.
It might have to be a thing.
Yep. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah, it is Wednesday. Hell yeah.
I am trying to remember this one. So I am not drinking 50% rum.
That shit. I told my dad about that stuff. I was like, I want to try it because they have a Costco thing. I was like, next time you're there, give me a bottle of that.
Yeah.
That fucking rum. I want to try this shit because I have tried the Kirkland's vodka and tequila, and I think I tried their white rum.
Yeah.
And I was like, these are all solid. These are all pretty fucking good.
Their rum is too good. Like, I'm surprised I was able to like wake up and like be able to work because
Get human.
Yeah, Because I don't really full
explanation.
like I don't really fully remember how the last episode ended that we posted.
Oh,
So
go back and watch it. It's gold.
Yeah.
Like I watched it. I was like, oh, this is hilarious.
yeah,
We were having a blast. It was the supergroup one. We're talking about supergroups, Megadeth,
Yeah.
Gwar, Sounds of the Underground, Gigantor. Dude, we went down some rabbit holes that night. Like, oh yeah.
Maybe I do remember more of it than I thought, but it's still
You
like
probably did.
by the time we were done, I was like, I was out. Like,
okay.
so anyway, yeah.
I do got.
Cheers, by the way.
Oh, cheers, 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 cheers. Yeah. Fuck yes. Buffalo Trace back into his house. Let's see here though. I do have something. I don't have it pulled up already. I got to pull it up. There. So as you know, I am, as we've talked about many times on this podcast, I am a amateur paranormal investigator. I believe in things like UFOs, Bigfoot, and Dogman, and I want to believe in the Loch Ness Monster, and I have ever since I was a child. These are just things that fascinate me. They are things I want to believe in. They are mysteries that are on this world that are yet unsolved, and I find that fascinating. So I follow a lot of groups, news groups about that sort of thing on Facebook, and today, as you also know, I have the most notable location in that genre of topic that I've ever visited myself has been the Loch Ness. I've seen the Loch. It was actually just 1 year ago I was there right now. 1 year ago, I believe I was still in Edinburgh, in Scotland. And
oh yeah,
you know, they're if you go back a year in the podcast episodes, you can follow along. We did episodes. Me and my two sisters actually recorded an episode on my cell phone from an airport. That was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
And so I follow this stuff. Today, a picture surfaced. A tourist posted a photograph of what they actually, they're not saying that it's the Loch Ness Monster, but it's quite an image. Let's see. I'll do the best I can here, but here's the zoomed out shot. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Let me see if it'll focus in. You can see something there. But here, let me zoom you in. Let's see a little bit better. Hold on. Let's do that. There it is.
Wow.
That photo came out today, and it's 100% authentic. And the person that took the photograph said that what they were looking at, that thing that we're looking at right there, was about 8 feet long. So in all honesty, it's more likely to be something like a sturgeon, which that was kind of one of the most oh shit.
You try to, I don't know.
It'll come back. It'll come back. Hold on. It's something will trigger it. I don't know what. I'll be fuzzy for a minute. Who fucking cares? That was kind of one of the things that kind of bummed me out about going to the Loch Ness and going to the Loch Ness Museum and all that stuff was like, basically it told you that every single like major sighting and stuff like that, every picture you've ever wanted to believe in has been proven false. So it's a little disheartening almost. Hold on, let me try. Am I back? No, let me try to fix this here. I got a sticker here. Maybe that'll work better. There it is.
What is that? What's that sticker?
It's
volatile human trash.
Volatile human trash. If found, do not resuscitate. Please deliver to the nearest landfill immediately. Shout out to the grave.
Oh yeah.
Sticker that came with. Oh wait, no, that's Within Destruction. Where's that? It's a sticker that came with the To the Grave CD I got.
Nice.
Pretty good album. I think.
See that, and I was like, "What is?"
Maybe should have picked a different sticker.
Anyway,
that was one of the kind of disheartening things about going and being like, "Oh wow," like they kind of don't even think it's real. But they said that the most likely thing that people saw was a lake sturgeon, a large lake sturgeon. And that is kind of what that image looks like to me.
Yeah.
However, either way, things that big aren't supposed to be in the loch. So interesting. I saw that today. It was a clear, perfect photograph. I got excited. Yeah, so I kind of wanted to talk about that. And I tell you what, man, I know we did a paranormal episode a couple of weeks ago, but that was mostly about ghosts and not cryptids.
You've been between you and Preston, you've been sending some pretty wild shit.
I've been on it lately.
Specifically Dogman related.
That's because here's the thing about Dogman. And I think I actually did tell one of my Dogman stories on that one, but Dogman is the one that I want to believe in the most. And there appears all of the supposed evidence of him is the shakiest. I've never seen a photograph or footage that I have not been able to debunk. I've been able to debunk every single thing I've ever found. However, I'm in every Dogman group that you can be in that I found on Facebook. And it all started just a couple days ago when I woke up to this post in one of those Facebook groups. Someone posted, there have been Dogman sightings here in Estes Park, Colorado. The city has sent out letters to homeowners warning them of a large predator big enough to take down an elk. Okay. There's about 3 to 4 animals I can think of off the top of my head that are native to Colorado that might be able to take down an elk. Might. Some of these animals, it would require more than one, like a wolf. So they said a large predator. So we're not talking about a pack animal. And so that narrows it down to about 2 animals. Maybe a mountain lion or maybe a bear. So if it's one of those 2, or like a cougar, big cat. If it's one of those 2 animals, why would they not have just said there's a large bear or a large cat in the area? Why did they say large predator? Why didn't they specify if they don't know, unless they don't know what it is?
Yeah.
I find that interesting. I find that strange. And then not that same fucking day, my roommate and I, there's a couple of those like paranormal countdown channels on YouTube, top 5 scariest, craziest things ever caught on camera in the woods or stuff like that. I shout them out. Nuke's top 5 is where the rabbit hole I've been going down. Nuke's top 5. Shout out. He does excellent videos. Also, Chills. Shout out to Chills. Chills is another really great channel. But Nuke's top 5 especially, I have really been getting into in the past few days. And on one of his countdowns, the number 1 video was of a guy who took a video in his backyard down in Florida. And he had been hearing weird noises and shit was going on. And he just took his camera out there, his phone. He was doing a live stream on Facebook. That's what the video is. He's doing it's 30 minutes long. The video is 30 minutes long. He was doing a live stream on Facebook, and he goes, let me just show you guys my backyard. Flips the camera around, shows everybody the backyard, and you can clearly see it's moving so fast it's blurry, but something running. And I believe, I haven't seen anybody else talk about this yet, but I believe that when I slow that shit down frame by frame, you actually see it go from on all 4s to 2 legs and then continue to run.
That's what I thought. Like it looks like halfway through it, like when it's in the center there, it like kind of like goes up a little bit, like it's standing up, like it goes from like running or like to like upright.
Yes.
For a second.
Yes, that is. It's just for a split second, just a couple frames. Right when it comes into frame, it looks like it's on all 4s, and then by the end, it's definitely on 2 legs, and it's moving so fast it's blurry. But my God, that body! I have listened to, at this point, hundreds, Aaron. I've listened to and read hundreds of eyewitness reports of the dog man. That is the shape of what those people described to see. The reason why this person was filming and doing the live Facebook to begin with is because he had captured an image in some trees of what appeared to be the face of a dog man. Now, I did send that to you and Preston analyzed it further, and he is a goddamn wizard because he spotted shit I didn't see, and he, I think, debunked that photograph. But the video is a different story. I've never seen anything like that video before. And then so all of a sudden, within the span of a couple days, I have tons of new Dogman information, reports, video, picture, like better stuff that I've ever seen. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So then I just keep watching this new top fives countdowns, like a ton of them, especially all the ones about creatures. Because yeah, ghosts are cool, caught on camera and stuff, but like I'm more interested in the creatures.
Yeah.
And then I saw another one, dude. And it was supposedly video of do you know what swamp ape is? Yeah, it's like basically Southern America, Florida version of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
This guy takes this video in a swamp. It was in the South. And I don't really know how one would fake this, and it was clear. It was close up. It was flawless video. I'm sitting here watching a fucking gorilla in a swamp. He's pulling apart. He's like sitting with his back is to the camera and he's sitting down and he's like pulling apart this tree. He's pulling pieces off a tree in the swamp, in like the water. And then it stands up. And it's huge. And I'm dude, it's a long video. You watch this thing for a while. This is not a bear. Okay, I know what bears look like. I know they can stand up. I know they can walk for a long time. And I know people that don't know that, who see that in the woods, would get freaked the fuck out and think it might be something else. I get that. I understand that. I know about that. But I've seen tons of video of bears walking for long distances on 2 feet. But bears have certain types of legs and certain types of arms that make them very distinguishable.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about a video taken up close, perfectly clear in broad fucking daylight, and this thing stands up and it has like bears, their shoulders like slant. They don't come out like a primate. This thing had arms and elbows, like everything. Like I couldn't see a hand, but it was, you know what? Maybe I should go back and watch it again because I bet I could spot a hand. I wasn't thinking about it at the time. But, yeah, it was one of the craziest potential Bigfoot videos I've ever seen. Very, very impressive. Unless this guy just took a video of a gorilla in a nature preserve and lied about it, I don't know how else to explain that. Because there are not big primates in the southern part of North America.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a thing here.
Not that I've ever seen. Yeah.
And it didn't have... See, typically swamp ape legends have it having really long, shaggy hair. This thing had hair like a gorilla. Tight, short hair.
That's pretty interesting.
Black, too. Jet black. So, yeah, man. I've been finding a lot of shit lately that makes me want to get back out in the fucking woods. And that makes me want to go to a fucking another one of my haunted locations. Next one I got on the docket. They're not open because of COVID. But honestly, these things, I mean, yeah, sometimes at some of them that I go to, some of the paranormal things I go to, there's a lot of people, but not often. And, you know, once they let you loose, you go off on your own, and then you're alone for the rest of the time. So it'd be pretty easy to be socially distant, throw a mask on for that. I wouldn't even mind throwing a mask on for that because most of those places are dusty as hell anyway. But the next one on the docket, I think, for us that we're going to check out is the Simpson Hospital in Eden Rapids, Michigan. I told that to a friend of mine the other day, and his response was, dude, everyone I know that's ever been there has a crazy experience. I was like, okay. All right. That's what I'm looking for. I want to believe. Oh, you can't see the poster. I want to believe.
Dio, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's the poster you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just wanted to talk that Loch Ness Monster
That's cool. Yeah.
photo. Yeah, it really, I was very impressed by it. Even if it is just a big fish, that's still cool.
Yeah. I hadn't heard anything about that. More so about like the Dogman. Between the Dogman and the UFO stuff that's been happening. That nobody's talking about.
Aaron, we have to talk about that. I forgot. I was about to forget. Holy shit, man. The fucking UFOs up there are real. The fucking... that line from Escanaba in the Moonlight where he's like, if you've never heard about the UFOs up here in the UP, they're real.
Yeah. God, I need to rewatch that movie.
I love that fucking movie. It's one of my favorites.
That might satiate my need to go camping or hang out in the woods.
I
see that.
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie, this might sound a little corny or whatever, but the reason why I love that movie so much is because every time I've ever watched it, it's the most Michigan movie ever made. And what I mean by that is what you see in that film, that's what it's like. And to live here. That's what I experienced similar things to that film growing up. And I could smell, I knew what the cabin in that movie smelled like just by seeing it because I've been in them. You know what I mean? And like, and so I actually, when one of the first times my sister traveled abroad for a long distance, for a long period of time, she was going to be gone for, you know, like a few months or whatever. I'm pretty sure, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I went out to get her a copy of that movie, and I was going to tell her, watch this if you're ever feeling homesick, because no matter where you are in the world, you could watch this and feel like you're sitting in Michigan. I love that movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Jeff Daniels is a fucking G.
Yeah.
I actually looked up all of them and everything, because Jeff Daniels still does a lot of stuff in Michigan, and there are the guy that played no, not Albert. Fuck, I forget. Maybe it was Albert. I don't know. The guy that played the old man in the movie, I believe he passed away, but I think everybody else that was in the movie is still alive. And occasionally they reunite for a screening somewhere in Michigan. And so I'm going to keep my fucking eyes out. If I could get my DVD signed by Jibba Magamani of Manamani. Oh.
Right?
Oh. My Chevy shook a shit. My Chevy shook a shit. I fucking love that movie. Oh, so much to death, man. It's one of my favorites. But in any case, in the UP, the UFOs are real.
The UFOs are real.
And apparently they are in the federal government as well, because that's what we're talking
about. Yeah.
The United States government has officially, now here's the thing. They said UFOs are real. But what does that mean? What that means is that they have footage and documentation of things they've seen in the sky that they are not able to explain. Does that mean aliens? Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
I forget her name. We've talked about her on here before. She's been Annie something, maybe? Annie Jacobson. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. She's an author, and she's been on. My first introduction to her was on the D. Snyder podcast. Shout out to Gas Digital Network. And she also made an appearance on Joe Rogan, and she had, through the Freedom of Information Act, got all of the documents on the Roswell crash and a lot of stuff about Area 51. According to the documents that you can get through the Freedom of Information Act, it took her a long time to get these documents because you can't go up. You have to know the specific names of shit. You can't be like, give me everything on the Roswell crash. Give me everything on Area. Because they don't have it. Nothing is labeled Area 51 or Roswell crash. It's all labeled case numbers. What the fuck, whatever names they have for things. But if you know the name, they will give it to you. And she took the time to figure everything out, got the documents. And now the official story about Roswell has always been weather balloon. According to her documents that she released according to the government's documents that she got and released in her book, it was a Russian spy plane, an extremely advanced Russian spy plane. It infiltrated U.S. airspace and made it that far into the United States, being undetected. At that point in time, had that gotten out, it would have caused widespread shit. They were more comfortable with letting out the story of UFO than Russian spy plane at that point in time. They're like, they'll freak out about the UFO, but not as much if they find out Russians infiltrated our airspace and got this far in without us knowing, and then it crashed. We didn't even shoot it down. It crashed. That's the only reason we found out about it. So that freaked the government the fuck out, and that's why they didn't fucking, you know what I mean? That's why all the secrecy and everything looks like a cover up, because it was, but probably not for a crashed alien craft. There's that side of it, but then there's Bob Lazar. And that guy's story hasn't changed in 30 years. And he's experienced nothing but negative things from having gone public. He has said, I kind of wish I had never gone public. I don't make a dime off any of this. I do not get rich off of this story. I've never made any money off of this story. I've just told my story. And it's actually been proven that the things that he said have been 100% proven. Crazy shit that's been 100% proven. And then the government tried to decredit him. It has been proven that the government has tried to decredit him by trying to scrub him from the universities he attended, or maybe it was just one, I don't remember. But then they were able to prove that he did attend that university in the fashion that he always claimed. So that proved that he told his story. Then the government tried to erase his past to delegitimize him. That did happen.
Yeah.
So, but he also says he never saw an alien. He says he never saw an alien. He saw a craft. And he saw a craft that, according to him at that point in time, was impossible to be man-made. That's what he says.
Yeah.
That's all he says, though. That's the main part of his story. And there's other things for sure. But
well, then he said like something about the fact that the craft was like no actual human could possibly pilot this thing because of the size of it and like the size of like inside of it, like there's so many other details in it that's like
exactly detail. That's what I meant by other things. There's details like the element. I don't remember what number element it was, but he talked about it 30 fucking years ago, and then like 10 years ago it got proven to be real. And he's been talking about like it was never. Everybody thought he was a hoax for fucking talking about this element 151 or something. I don't know. And it got proven to be 100% real. The fucking like palm reader, scan reader things that he talked about having to touch to get into spots, they got found out to be real. Like, so many of the details, so many of the tiny details of the story have been proven factual over the years. And his story has never changed. Not even a little bit. From the very first time he went on recording and talked about it with George Knapp, who was a host of Coast to Coast AM. But he was also a Las Vegas news reporter at the time, and he broke the story. So it's like, man, did Bob Lazar just see an extremely crazy, advanced, experimental thing that we were working on? Maybe it was the Germans or the Russians that was working on it, and we grabbed it. I don't. Or was it from another planet?
Yeah.
That's my thing. Is I have not yet seen the evidence to tell me 100% we have ever had anything come here intelligent from another planet.
Yeah.
So
that's the crazy thing to me, is how just we don't know how much of what, like, you know, given all the stuff that he's seen has been proven, but like just how far, like, they traveled, like where they came from, and like where, you know, there's just so much of the other, like, that, you know, all the explanation of, like, you know, like where, like what the reasoning was for coming here, like, you know. Yep. Just
for the scientists, the scientific part of my brain, that's where it all falls apart. Because according to our best science right now, there is no fucking inhabitable planet. Okay, so here's how light works. It travels, and it can only be seen at certain distances, but that's just light. Okay, same with radio. So, and we know exactly the first radio broadcast, and we know exactly how the ball radius that it makes surrounding the Earth, how far out it is. So we know how far away people can possibly pick up that broadcast. Not people, anything.
Yeah.
And there is nothing that we have ever known of that is inhabitable within that range by anything like us at all.
Yeah.
So.
But that's only as far out as we can see it. Like, that's only as far out as we know it to be.
Well, but right? No.
Or is that?
But as far out as we know it to be is accurate. But here's the flip side. If a species is advanced enough for even interstellar travel, like if there's a species that's living out there that's advanced enough and they live in a solar system similar to ours, and they're able to planet hop without any problem, if they're that advanced, then they might have some piece of technology. I don't know though, man, because that's the thing. It's like all the possible inhabitable planets, they're like, say 35 million light. I don't know. I'm just making it up. 35 million light years away. Okay. Well, guess what? That means that when they look in their telescope and they look at Earth, they see 35 million years into our past, because that's how long the light took to get there. So even if they were able to zoom in on to this house, they wouldn't see this house. They would see the way this land was millions of years ago. They might see dinosaurs. Now,
that's crazy.
That's the way that works. So now, is it feasible that there could be a technology that could circumvent that somehow? Would there be a way? Is it right now for us? It's not. But would there be a way for a super advanced civilization to be able to determine that there is life, intelligent life, on this planet from really far away? That is the biggest problem Because exactly like you said earlier, if they look through their telescope and they see 10,000 years into the past, odds are they aren't going to see anybody. There wasn't that many of us 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So, and we certainly didn't have big buildings or smoke or fog or pollution or any of these things that might, or nukes, nuclear bombs, none of these things that might trigger them thinking, oh, there's life there. But maybe that's not the draw. Maybe the draw is just the fact that it's inhabitable. And that's the other theory, too. That's the other theory, is that when we started testing nuclear bombs, once we hit nuclear fusion, there is a theory that exists that suggests that some of those particles that get set off when we explode the bomb might be able to move faster than light. So, which is insane. Nothing is supposed to be able to move faster than light.
Yeah.
But there are some theories out there of that, which then, in that case, if something were to have picked up a signal, holy shit, something set off a nuclear bomb on that planet over there, that means they have nuclear fusion. Let's go check it out. That's the other theory. That's the I'm trying to give both sides. You know what I mean? But I do find it fucking fascinating that the government finally admitted that it wasn't a weather balloon, basically.
Yeah.
And it's not the famous Michigan case where they said it was fucking swamp gas.
Yeah.
We don't even have swamps here. Like,
Hardly.
Hardly.
Yeah. What's the I don't something that it was like a satellite or something that we sent out that has like a message on it that's like something really specific that we just
the golden record?
Yeah.
Sputnik?
Maybe, yeah.
I believe it was Sputnik.
Like it has like a specific name to it. Maybe that is what it is. Something like it's got like a message of like, I don't know, like the farthest out we've ever sent a recording or something like that, or like a piece of evidence from
it's got I think it's got hello in every language. It's got like there's like a vial of blood, like AB blood or O blood or something, like there's blood, human blood on it, DNA.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like a record. It's a record, I believe. And I think it's gold too.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's got a recorded message on it. I believe that's Sputnik. I could be wrong. I believe it's Sputnik though.
Sputnik 1 was the first artificial Earth satellite. The Soviet Union launched it into elliptical low Earth orbit on the 4th of October in the 50s.
Wow.
Orbiting for 3 weeks before its batteries died, then silently 2 more months before falling back into the atmosphere. So maybe that wasn't thinking.
Maybe it's Voyager.
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah, I've watched Cosmos a few times.
Yeah.
I've watched Cosmos a few times. I remember these stories. I love that show. Season 2 is great. There is a second season of it. It came out recently.
I need to watch that show.
Fucking wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, the
So
Voyager 1 is a space probe that was launched by NASA September 5th, 1977, part of the Voyager program to study the outer solar system. It says Voyager 1 was launched 16 days after its twin Voyager 2, having operated for 42 years, 9 months, and 16 days as of June 2nd, 2020.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was updated.
Yeah,
the spacecraft still communicates with Deep Space Network to receive routine commands and to transmit data to Earth, real-time distance and velocity provided. Mission type, outer planetary heliosphere and interstellar medium exploration. So my understanding is it's like a message. Like it's got, I'm trying to find it. I'm on the wiki thing.
Yeah.
It's a really specific mission that they were trying to do, and it kind of has something to do with that. Like,
hold on.
see. But I don't know, like I find it fascinating that, oh yeah, golden record, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Voyager Golden Record.
Yeah, each Voyager space probe carries a gold-plated audio-visual disc. Should the spacecraft ever be found by intelligent life forms from other planetary systems, the disc carries photos of the Earth and its life forms, a range of scientific information, spoken greetings from people such as the Secretary General of the United Nations and the President of the United States, and a medley of sounds of Earth that includes the sound of whales, babies crying, waves breaking on a shore. A collection of music includes the works of Wolfgang Mozart, Blind Willie Johnson, Chuck Berry, other Eastern Western classics are included, as well as various performances of indigenous music from around the world. The record also, 55 different languages, greetings in 55 different languages. So I always found that kind of just like the fact that we sent this thing out so long ago, and it's the only like recorded information that any intelligent life outside of us is gonna get to explain like Earth. So like, and it's the fact that it's greetings and like songs from like, I don't know,
songs from people.
Yeah. But just like how inaccurate it is compared to today. Like how if somebody like if some, let's say, aliens like if aliens or some intelligent life form were to find this, like how crazy it would be for not only to hear that, but also like, let's say they found that and then found their way back to us, how much it just wouldn't hold up. And the fact that like there's still something that's out there that like it's still, I mean, from my understanding, it's still out there. I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah. No,
but,
it's still floating out there.
Yeah. So I don't know. I always found that pretty interesting.
I love it. I think it's I think it's a great thing that we did, and it's one thing that always gets me is that speech. Fuck. Can't remember. I just had the president's name in my head, and now I can't remember it.
Oh yeah, I was going to comment on that because it said a presidential, like a message from, let me see.
Yeah, like a secretary or something. But
yeah,
one of the presidents gave a speech once where he said, "Oh God, I can picture his face. I see his face, and I can't remember his name. God damn it." But he, very, very famous speech. If you just Google president speech saying, and what he said was to the effect of, imagine how quickly our differences would fade away if we met a threat from outside of our world. Imagine how quickly we would have to come together as a human race.
Yeah.
If there was a threat from another outside world. Like that is something that UFO people point to all the time of like, see?
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude. Fuck me. Let's get this party started, right?
Hey. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just, I wonder, like, if that were to ever happen, for one, like, because you gotta, like, to me, I would imagine, and I guess this is just kind of all speculation, maybe I'm wrong, but I've always thought that, like, there has to be societies and like groups of life forms that are so much more advanced than ours, and I feel like if they were to find that, it would be easier for them to get to us in that sense. But I feel like it would have to be something specific that would lead them here.
Some reason why they'd want to come.
Yeah.
But
which is something that always kind of hangs me up, I guess. I don't know.
Now, well, hang on though. Let's think about it like this though. Now, granted, we are not that advanced, and you know what's weird is that we as humans, it's almost like we associate advancement with some kind of like everybody's gonna think differently.
Yeah.
Just because we're more advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's gonna be more enlightened or something. I don't see that as the case. But so, you know, just because they're more advanced, I mean, if we were advanced enough to do it right now, right? If we found out there was potential for any kind of life on another planet, why not just go check it out? Just the aspect of it being not the reason is exploration.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else. You know, that's what humans do. Maybe I'm anthropomorphizing that a little bit onto aliens. Yeah. But, I mean, I kind of, like, if you're an explorer.
Yeah.
And that's the other theory, too, is that, like, I don't know, that's kind of bullshit now that I think about it. There is a theory that says any, like, warring civilization will essentially destroy itself before it can ever become too advanced to interstellar travel. Yeah, but what if one time they didn't? Just one time. Yeah. And according to science right now, the universe is so big that every single possibility that you can fathom is happening out there somewhere right now.
Yeah.
So, they're out there. There's no doubt in my mind of that. The only question is, have they ever been to Earth? That's it. That's the only question. There's no debating whether or not aliens exist, to me. There's no debating that.
Yeah.
The debate is, have they ever been to Earth?
Mm. I mean, I say this because I know that this show is kind of like wishy-washy and it's kind of out there, but at the same time, like, Ancient Aliens is fucking fascinating to me.
They got some points.
Yeah, some of it is a little, like said, some of it's a little like, you know, kind of like, you know, making something out of nothing really, but like then there's other things, you know. I guess to my point, like I look at things like the pyramids, you know, like I look at things like, you know.
Here's my problem with that.
Okay.
I can explain all that. I know how they built the pyramids and I know how they built Stonehenge. Mm. Like, I've seen it firsthand. There was I think I've told you about this before. There was a show on Sci-Fi back in the day. Look it up, people, called Fact or Faked.
Oh yeah, I've seen some.
And I swear to God, in one of those episodes, it came to a guy in Lapeer, Michigan. Mm. And this guy had stones the same fucking size as Stonehenge, the same fucking size as the Egyptian blocks and all that shit. And simply using nothing but like wood and rope, creating a pulley system, was able to move that shit with one hand.
Yeah.
One hand. Multi-ton blocks.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, all right, well, if this fucking guy out here in Lapeer fucking Michigan can figure out how to put ropes together to move giant blocks, so could the ancients if they were building giant structures in accordance to the stars. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that is not that's where part of the ancient alien theory for me falls apart a little bit. I do not think that was my thing. Is like, that's what I always kind of went back to, is like, do I really think humans could not have done this? Like, fuck what they say. Because here's the other thing about the ancient aliens is that they base a lot. They're like, it's impossible for humans to have had this technology at this point in time. Well, what are they basing that on? They're basing that on the currently accepted dates, timeline of human beings.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with that. That is a field of study that is very politically charged and very controversial within itself. And if you come in with a new idea, they are going to call you a pseudoscientist. You're not allowed to have new ideas in that field of study, according to some people that I've heard speak. So, and the people that come in with real, hard, new evidence totally pushes the timeline way, way, way back for where we were at technologically. So it's like the ancient alien theory is basing their theory off this timeline that is not, it's becoming less and less substantiated.
Yeah.
I think human beings were more advanced longer ago than we currently realize.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
It's I guess maybe that's why I pay a little more attention to it than other things, maybe, because it's and that's like one of the things that I was thinking about, even like watching some of it, is like, we assume that up to this point we're the most advanced, form of human that exists and civilization, but really, like, they were just using what they had to their advantage, and maybe they were way further ahead than we are at this point. Like, it's it's not so much that I believe in everything that they talk about, like I said, because a lot of it is just like speculation. A lot of it's just kind of like, well, what if kind of scenarios and stuff. That's kind of where it loses me a little bit. Mm-hmm. But it's the initial idea and the discovery of, these just learning about early civilizations and things that led us to where we are now, and how much, the perception of it is that, like, we are as advanced as we've ever been, when really we could be miles behind where we were.
It's possible. Like,
because
I don't think that they had TVs, or cell phones, but
you almost have to redefine
advance in a different way.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because, this is one mystery that I haven't gone back into, but it's something that's always been in the back of my head, and I've always sort of definitely wanted to believe in, but sort of believed in, is fucking Atlantis. Mm. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a weird one.
What the fuck was Atlantis?
Yeah.
Like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That story, like, wait, what? Where does this come from? Why does it span so many years? Like, what? Is there any evidence?
Mm.
I don't know. I need to go back into that. That'd be a fun one to dive. That's a fun rabbit hole to dive into.
That's something I've always kind of wondered about too, as far as, because you always hear the stories about it, and they always seem so, like, just embedded in fantasy, and, like, they're kind of hard to believe in some senses, but
there could be something there.
Yeah, I always thought that there was
there.
Yeah,
because there sort of is for other stories like that, for other mythical stories of that nature.
Yeah.
We have now today been able to look back and been like, no, maybe actually, like, something like that did happen at that point in time, but it was just a little different. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't the whole world getting a flood. It was just this one area kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not so much about just interstellar stuff, but like the fact that we know just about as much about that as we do about what's, like, thousands of miles under the sea level to a point we can't even reach. Like that.
Oh, Aaron.
Yeah. That to me.
Aaron.
Yeah. Like, that's
You're
That's
gonna
more
bring up the
terrifying.
sea?
Yeah.
You're gonna bring up the sea?
Because
We know more about space than we know about. You know what? Hold on. Keep going. Go. What were you gonna say?
Well, I just like, to me that's so much more fascinating to me because, well, I mean, I don't know. I guess they both are in different ways. Because I've always seen, you know, like there's the one famous video where it starts out of the, you know, of the people that are on the earth, and then it zooms out and then it keeps going until eventually we're kind of like right back at it or whatever. And you know, just kind of seeing, like, you know, things like that as far as, you know, just how to think about it. But at the same time, like, you know, there are parts of the planet that we are like, it would kill us if we tried to go down that far. Like, it would literally crush us. And there is potential that there is things that are there.
But yet we're able to fly in space.
Yeah. So I don't know, like, it's...
Well, hold on, though. Because you know what? That's one of those sayings that people say.
Mm.
But is it bullshit? Is that just something people say? So I just gave it a quick Google.
Mm.
And the ocean, I searched, do we know more about space or the ocean? The
question.
ocean takes up about 71% of Earth's space.
Mm.
Yet a whopping 95% of the ocean is completely unexplored. However, the number is a bit misleading. The entire ocean floor has been mapped, but only to a resolution of 5 kilometers, and then it makes me click on the actual article. But once I jump into the actual article, it makes a really good point. And this was kind of what I thought when I decided to Google this just now. Because how could we know that? Considering that we don't know how big space is, or even if there's just one universe, we can say with reasonable certainty that we probably know more about the ocean than we do about the cosmos. That makes... I was like, we don't even know how big space is.
Yeah.
So how could we possibly think we'd know more? How could we possibly think we know anything about that?
Yeah.
Like anything.
Yeah.
At all. Like, well, at least we know the ocean is water. Do we know all of space is just space? What does that mean? I don't know, but it could mean something.
Yeah.
Because we don't know.
I would say that that's fair. Like, I would say that
However,
I have about as many. Yeah, sorry, go on.
I will say that if you were to, I would say you might be able to say we know more about the solar system than we do the ocean. I could see that.
Yeah. Mostly because, like, we've had multiple different attempts to get there, and we've seen other planets at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't, and because that's almost two different conversations. Like, that's almost because on the one hand, it's like if we discover more about what's, you know, past the point of where we can actually get as far as, you know, like the just underwater, I would say, oh shoot, what was the thing we were? Sorry.
Space and ocean.
Yeah.
Depths. Getting down there.
Because it's more about, like, discovering just more about the Earth and more about our planet instead of trying to figure out what's past us. And I guess is my point. Like, it's a different kind of discovery to me. Like, and I feel like there's a lot that we can learn about, like, our history as a planet, you know, through you know, underwater, like, figuring out, like, just, I don't know, like, I for some reason I've always kind of held on to this idea that, like, there's like, just, like, you know, I don't know, like it just the idea that there's parts of like we're mostly, what'd you say, like 70% on this planet as far as water.
Oh, it's our planet is 70%. Yeah.
So the idea that there's so much of that,
and 90, we've only explored 5% of it.
Yeah, like that to me says that there's more that we have yet to figure out about what was here before us.
What I'll say too. Oh yeah. Oh dude, they
Yeah.
found some crazy fucking structures underwater.
Yeah.
But that what I will say about that. So we know we've explored 5% of the ocean.
Yeah.
We have definitely not explored 5% of space.
Yeah.
So
I don't even know how you would calculate that.
You can't. You can't.
Yeah.
So we definitely know more about the ocean. But
Oh.
is that the still probably most vast unexplored part of the earth? Yes. And do I think there are things down there? Yes. Because we already know there are giant squid down there.
Mhm.
When I was born, that was a myth. When I was born, that was a myth. Now it's not a myth.
I remember that.
So I think Megalodon's down there. I think there's a lot of other things down there that are very big and very scary. I think that they need the water to be warm. That's why they're set down so deep. But
Yeah.
now, thanks to us, the waters are warming and the ice is melting. And now they're coming up, which is why we're seeing more and more giant squid. They're just the first one. That's the first wave.
Yeah.
I don't know what the next wave is.
Man, that's a good point. That's a wild ass thought, too.
They're coming back.
Yeah.
They're coming back. All those things that the fucking sailors and pirates and navymen fucking wrote about for all those years. All the giant fucking eel-like creatures and all that stuff.
Dude,
Might
fish
come back.
fish are weird. Like, did you ever think about it? Like, not even
Super weird.
not even just like, you know, as like a stony thought or anything like that. like legitimately, like there are things on this earth that just swim and that are designed to either survive underwater without like just like feed off the earth, like like bottom feeders and stuff. There's full, yeah. there's full, like, I mean, there's a full ecosystem underwater that fully pretty much survives off itself.
And we eat it.
Yeah, and they don't got legs. There's no people under there. There's no, like, you know, like, it's
Nothing.
it's weird that, like,
It's its own thing.
yeah, we share the
Separate
earth
from
with
us, and we share. Yeah, we share the earth, and they can't come here, and we can't go there.
Yeah. And there's something weird about the fact that
That is crazy.
There's more water per
Than
second.
land.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, because land has to have a surface,
Yeah.
whereas water can be three-dimensional.
Yeah. I don't know. Trippy. It's weird shit.
I mean, fuck, dude. No, it goes even deeper than that, because guess what? What the fuck is a jellyfish, bro? This is getting real stony sounding now.
Not even-
What the fuck is a jellyfish?
Not
Like,
even-
I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
there are jellyfish that are immortal.
Yeah.
Look it up.
What are those?
Immortal jellyfish.
What are those fish that, like, they're a part of the like the further down you go, like they kind of like glow and stuff, and they look real weird.
Oh, like luminescent.
Yeah, that's not
Fish?
that's not the word for it, but it's that same. Yeah,
Are you talking about a specific type?
yeah. They're the only thing that I can reference, and it's kind of it's kind of childish, but Finding Nemo.
Yes, I knew it was gonna be Finding Nemo.
Like,
I know that movie. Hey, for everyone watching this episode still, thank you for still watching. I gotta tell you a story real quick. My sister Grace, that was on this episode earlier, when she first started watching movies, her movie was Finding Nemo. And guess what? That was the only thing allowed on the television. It was Finding Nemo on repeat. I used to have that fucker memorized, bro. I know that fucking movie. Which fish?
Yeah.
Which fish? I got it.
The one with the little like light bulb on the front of it. Yeah. There's a name for him though. It's a
Wrangler or Angler.
Yeah.
Something like that, I think. I know what everybody knows what you're talking about. Everybody knows that one.
Deep sea.
And it like glows in, like has like lights on it.
Yeah.
When it's dark. Yeah.
Anglerfish. I guess luminescent.
Yeah.
There's a fish shine. Like even that's like.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that thing? Dude, when I went to Mammoth Caves in Tennessee, I think it's in Tennessee.
Place. Yeah.
I went there with the scouts, and there was this fucking lake in the bottom of the cave, and they told us that the fish down there had evolved. It's so dark all the time in there that the fish evolved to have no eyes because they didn't need them because it was so dark.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
I wish I could, because there's a whole weird. There's a whole type of them, and they just look like something out of a
alien movie.
Fucking yeah.
Yeah, dude, they're fucking alien, dude. What the fuck? An octopus is an alien, dude. Like
lanternfish.
Lanternfish.
Like, look at this fucking thing. Like,
what? God, why?
Sorry, I don't know.
What? No, I saw it. No. I'm saying, like, why does that even exist? What the fuck is that thing? What is its purpose?
Oh, anyway.
Yeah, that was a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Woo! Fish.
It's and that's kind of the thing about, like, you know, I don't know if we talked about it on the last one, but, like, you know, as much as we think that we know absolutely nothing about anything. Like the more you know, the less you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the more you know, the more you realize how little we know.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. Like, you get to a certain point too where it's just like, wait, like there are these questions, and there just aren't answers to them.
Yeah.
That don't exist. There's no way to know. It's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of freaky.
As cool as it is that we're doing, like, you know, the whole, like, space exploration and stuff. Like, I really feel, and not that we aren't exploring, you know, like, deep sea stuff. And there's what is it, like? It's not. Is it? I could be wrong. Is anthropology the word, or is that just
For what? What for
the studying like aquatic?
No, anthropology's no, that's not that. Marine biology?
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Yeah. Like I feel like there's way more of a study, because that's like Earth, you know, that's like our planet to me.
Yeah.
I feel like we could
absolutely
we could learn so much more about, you know, potentially where we came from that, rather than trying to look, you know, billion light years out, you know.
I mean that too, but also don't get it twisted too, man. Like we're sitting here right now in 2020. We got fucking Google Maps, and we can zoom in on everything and blah 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 and this and that. Guess what? Like, there are places of land on this earth that humans have never been.
Yeah,
they exist.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are just forests. and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it always kind of
places exist that we've never been. As human beings on land, that's a thing. We have not finished exploring this whole Earth yet. Yeah. We are not at. If exploration of this Earth was a video game, we are not 100% complete.
You're like maybe 25.
Yeah, if you take the ocean into account, yeah.
That's a pretty good analogy, yeah.
So that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Don't think I just feel like a lot of people think that humans have seen it and like human eyes have seen every part of the Earth. It's not the case.
Well, it's more so like these like tiny islands and stuff that are kind of wild to me. Like just hearing about these smaller, like just things that don't even show up on the map really. When you look at it, it's just like a giant body of water, but at the same time, if you zoom in a little bit, like there's little small sects of land that are just there.
Yeah.
You don't really know anything about them.
Yeah. It's crazy, man, right?
Hey.
I love this shit though. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I love the cryptids and ghosts and UFOs. It's mystery. It's unexplored territory. It's even they're all things extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and I've never gotten the extraordinary evidence I need for any of it. That's why I'm so interested in it, because it's a mystery. I haven't just decided for myself one way or the other, because that's not up to me. There's still evidence that needs to be looked at. You know what I mean? So experiences that need to be had. So yeah, that's why it's just mystery. It's mystery. It's fucking exploration at the ultimate level to me, I guess, in a certain way. Going places that no one has ever been, right here on Earth, on land. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Seeing things that no one's seen. Fascinating. I love it. I love it. Fucking love it.
Give me just a sec. I'll be back.
All right. All right. Huh?
I'm gonna just give me a second.
Oh, hello, everyone. Yeah, I still hear you.
All right. Yeah, give me a minute.
All right, for sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I got something for you.
All right, I'm actually about to use the bathroom real quick.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just one, yeah. So all right,
just let me know when you're back. All right, no, I got something for Aaron, everyone. See, I'll give you all a little backstory. Last night, Preston and I were talking, and we have throughout a long time ago, actually, we started looking up. We would look on YouTube for cell phone footage of concerts that we had been to, because a lot of that footage would be of the mosh pit and stuff like that. And we'd be able to fucking find ourselves, and we got a real kick out of it. So last night we kind of started talking about that a little bit, and I remembered one thing that Preston said he hadn't seen, and it took me quite a while to find it, to be honest. But I did actually end up finding it, and Aaron is in it. And it's hilarious. So I'm going to show it to him. Shh, I don't want him to hear this yet. I'm going to show it to him, and because he's not going to know what's coming. So hold on, I got to switch my account here on YouTube. There we go. Just 1 second. And then I'm gonna try. This is the first time ever, everyone, that I'm gonna try to screen share. This is going to be interesting, and hopefully it fucking works. And I should have tested this before. Ooh, boy. Fingers crossed. Oh, I hear something. Is that Aaron?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Maybe. Hang on. Wait. Okay, cool.
All right. Can you see me?
Yeah.
All right, hold on 1 second here. Just 1 second. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Oh, yep. Just 1 second now, Aaron. Oh boy. Sorry.
Shit.
Oh, nobody. Could you hear that?
What?
Okay, good. All right. I have something to show you. This is a little bit of a surprise, I know, but I think you're gonna get a real kick out of it. I just told everybody else what it was, but I'm just gonna show it to you. I'm hoping. Hold on. What is this? There we go. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to screen share right now, so you're looking at my screen. Okay, Ready? Tell me if it works. In just a second. There. What can you see? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Is my cursor moving around?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna pull up a video. Have you ever seen this?
Yeah.
You've seen this? You've seen this video?
Yeah.
Fuck. Damn it. I was hoping you'd never seen it. I saw this shit again last night. I had to hunt this bitch down last night. And
I was gonna say, I haven't, like, I saw it when it first came out when they were doing this, but I haven't seen it since. Hey!
You see who's in the background?
Hang on,
You see who's in the background?
Yeah.
Right to the top left of this lady's face is my face. Then there's Aaron. Then there's our buddy Matt standing right to Aaron's right.
Is that me or is that Preston?
No, dude, that is fucking you.
Is
Because I remember finding you. We didn't go to this show together, but I found you there. Remember? It was the year with Bodum.
I thought we went to that together.
I don't think we went together. I think you went with other friends, and we ended up meeting up. I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. But yeah, that is not Preston. That is not Preston. 100%. Hold on.
Oh.
See?
Yeah, that's me. That is me. Dude.
That shit. And guess what? There's Jordan.
Yeah.
There's Jordan.
Yep.
Who's also been on the podcast. It's like the only metal show I ever got him to go to.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh my god. I saw that shit. I was like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. There we
That's
fucking
awesome.
are. Look at these motherfuckers right here. Oh my god. Yeah, so that's me. There's Jordan. There's Aaron. There's Matt. Oh my god. Love it. And I actually have other. Oh shit! I don't know what the fuck that is. But there's two other right there. There's two other friends. That's two other my friends right there. Also Alex, our buddy Alex.
Oh man.
And Taylor.
God. Good times. Look at that place.
Oh, dude.
I remember seeing this when it first came out, but I couldn't ever find it, or like, I guess I never went searching for it really, but like, I remember seeing it and I was like, cause I always look for, dude, yeah.
Yeah, dude, it took me a while to find this last night. Not gonna lie. But in doing so, I found a bunch more that I'm and like, and shout out for the record to Rockstar. Oh, this Rockstar Mayhem channel probably gonna get tagged for this. Fuck it, there was no sound. Yeah, I actually found a bunch more.
That was 2013.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think. Yeah, I think. Day like 21 Clarkston. Yeah. And that's sick.
No, that was the year that we all went together. Because that was the year that it was Rob Zombie, Five Finger, Mastodon, and Mount Martha on the main stage. The year that we didn't go was the year that Motorhead played. Motorhead and
Nope, that's the only time I've ever seen Motorhead. I went that year.
Yeah.
I went the year. No, when I didn't go the years. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting into it because I had this figured out last night. I know exactly which years I went. I did not go the first year, 2008, because it was sold out. But I went 2009, 2010. I did not go 2011 because I was insulted by the main stage. I did go 2013 with Motorhead, Slayer, and Slipknot.
Mm-hmm.
2014, I did not go. In 2015, I did not go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to go to the one in 2011, but I was like sick as shit the day before. I remember that. It was the only chance I would have had to have seen Kingdom of Sorrow, All Shall Perish, and Suicide Silence. Everybody else I didn't really give a shit about, to be honest. And now it's funny looking at this now because Eddie from All Shall Perish is now in Suicide Silence, so that's
crazy.
Yeah. Wow. Regardless, though, yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Right?
Because I've seen that. I've for sure seen that.
Hell
and
yeah.
I never picked that out. And we all look so different. Like, I don't know how you even, I don't know how you picked that out.
Dude. Well, it was because I found a video earlier and I figured out what shirt I was wearing. So I was looking for that shirt, and because there's the video I've shown you. There's a great video of of a Whitechapel song, the one where I don't know what he says, but the song literally starts with da 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 da. You know what I mean? I don't know what the words are, but that's what it sounds like. And yeah, and it was a wall of death. And in the video, you like the first time you see Preston and I, we're literally like facing each other, like not holding each other, but like our arms are out, but we're facing each other like this because we're both like falling out of the wall of death. We're getting pushed out of it, and yeah, like Preston almost crashes into the person holding the camera, and it's hilarious. It's a great video. But then while I was looking for that video, like I was specifically looking for that one, I found another video of a mosh pit during Battlecross's set while they played Flesh and Bone. And I found me and 1, 2, 3, like 3 or 4 of our other buddies. But we couldn't find Preston, and I didn't see you in that one either. But then I also fucking found more footage of because me and Preston went down deep last night and trying to remember shit, and we were trying to remember everybody that was with us at Live Dominance. And I was holding the DVD, and I realized I'd never looked at the fucking bonus content. Like, I was like, what the fuck? What? And so I threw it immediately into the Xbox and fucking it. There was like a video that was like Road to Harpo's, and the first part of the video was some footage of like the line, and I fucking found us in the line.
That's sick.
I was like, whoa. I mean, yeah, we found some fucking really crazy footage that I never even knew existed of us last night. It was kind of crazy. This is just like fucking most of it's just random cell phone footage, you know, dude. Yeah. I found fucking footage of me and Preston in like it had to have been 2005 or 6 at the Detroit like fair or whatever. I don't even fucking remember. It was down in Detroit. It was a fair. Twisted fucking Sister. Like, this was before Preston and I even had cell phones. I found 2 different cell phone footages from 2 different parts of the crowd footage of that shit. And I even found, I'm 99% sure it was really dark, so it's hard to determine if it was us for sure or not. But I'm 99% sure I found us. And, like, there was this... it was raining. It was like pouring rain. And fucking, even when Twisted Sister came out, they were like, we didn't even fucking think anybody would be here. And the place was fucking packed. But there were like these, it was like the first few rows were like these weird like wooden bench things. And me and Preston just stood up on them. And we were some of the only ones that did it. And we were just going, I mean, this is a fucking 15, 16-year-old neck just going nuts, dude. Yeah. Oh, going nuts. And for like a fucking second, we like put our arms down or something. I don't know. Like for just like almost like probably catch our breath or something. I don't know. And I swear to fucking God, as soon as we did that, D. Snyder pointed right at us and go, I fucking see you. Keep fucking going. And we just it just for the next hour broke ourselves. Yeah. Like, oh, one of the, and I swear to fucking God, I found that on the cell phone footage. The moment where he points out to the crowd and says that, I was like, that's what it was. Oh my God. Like, you don't see us in the same footage because it's just like a, you know, it's just a flip phone at that. There weren't even smartphones, I don't think. But you see him do that, and I lost my shit. Like, I could not believe I found that.
I remember you told me about that, but you have to send me that video. A couple of them that you saw.
I'll fucking shit. Once we hop off here, I'll screen share them with you. Show them to you right now. It's fucking awesome. But yeah, man, honestly, that was kind of the last thing I had for you anyway. I had that little, I found that last night. I was like, I'm going to show it. And maybe, I was like, I thought of the screen share thing. I was like, I'll show it to him. You know, I'll send it to him while we're Skyping. I was like, wait, maybe I can screen share it on the podcast. That'd be awesome. But I don't know if we're going to get in trouble for showing that video. Shout out to Rockstar Mayhem. We were going to go this year.
If it
we
were
obviously went a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love that. We love me. Honestly, no matter who was like playing, I would have probably still gone just to go. Yeah. Because it's been so long since there's been a festival like that at all. Like an all day, get there at noon and get ready. Like, because it's about to go down. Yeah. Like, no matter who's playing, it's about to go down. You're gonna have a fucking blast. Like,
that was always the cool part. I mean, we talk about Mayhem Fest all the time, but that was always like the coolest part of it was that, like, even if there was like there was a few years where it was just nonstop through the entire thing. Like, oh, this stage, now we gotta go over here. Now we got like, you know.
Oh yeah.
But even on the years where that wasn't the case, even just like maybe there was a few that like, you didn't really weren't super familiar with. I think like towards the middle years of it, they kind of started booking some different kind of bands that I wasn't super familiar with. But like, not only was it a chance to kind of just like check out a bunch of new stuff, but it was also just because like I saw. I mean, I'm trying to think. There was one year where I saw like a bunch of. I mean, even like just the festival is just full of memories of seeing a band that I've been listening to for the longest time just once. Like that was that like I never saw Chimera after that because they broke up. I never saw Job for a Cowboy after that because I don't know what they're even doing anymore. There was a few others I can't really. Saw Motorhead the first time there. Even though at the time I didn't really like, I wasn't super into it, but now looking back at it, I'm like, that was fucking cool to see that. So yeah, just like I think that's probably why I miss it the most is just like, as excited as I was about seeing all the bands that I was there to see, like there's always a chance of like, just like seeing something different, like remember Body Count was there one year.
Yep.
I thought that was just the weirdest shit ever. I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that Ice-T was in a metal band.
I kind of
Like,
wish I had seen that because
Yeah.
I would like to see them.
Yeah.
I really would. That new album is sick.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of like I'm surprised at how good that is, honestly. Like, and any band that can do like perfect Slayer covers
Yeah.
and like Ice-T is just awesome as a vocalist.
Good. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
fucking good, and he's a fucking metalhead.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love it. I love it.
Hopefully we'll see it back next year sometime, maybe.
No, it's definitely coming back next year.
Yeah.
The question still is in what capacity. You know what I mean? That's what we talked about when it was still happening at the beginning of this year. We talked about on this podcast. In what way is it going to come back? Is it going to be a full tour? Is it going to be like a weekend destination thing? Is it going to be a one-off somewhere? What's it going to be?
Yeah.
And we still don't know. So, yeah.
But at least it's being talked about. At least it's
coming back.
Yeah.
It's coming back. It's coming back for sure. So, in some capacity, but hopefully it's in a full-fledged tour capacity. Hopefully.
Yeah.
And can you imagine that? The first festival after COVID? It will be electric.
Yeah.
Like we've never felt. Oh my God.
Yep.
It chills just thinking about it. But all right, let's wrap this one up. And you know what's fucked up?
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
No,
No, you're good.
Long day.
You know what's fucked up? We didn't even fucking talk about Lamb of God. But at the same time, this was kind of its own separate episode. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Give it to me. Yes! Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh! We've obviously talked a lot about it, but we will certainly, in the next couple of days, have to reconvene and do that. Do the first of what maybe more than one episode about that album.
Yeah.
So just to let everybody know, we both have it. And we have been blessed by the Lamb of God.
Yeah. It's yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's amazing. But in any case.
That's a whole other 2-hour conversation.
Easily, bro. Easily. Without question.
Yeah.
So we will get into that on the next episode, of course. But in any case, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Lost in the Dark podcast. Be sure to always support your local musicians. Hop on Bandcamp. Check out Bog Wraith, Recorruptor, A Suffocating Life, Fitting Revenge, and any other local bands that might be in your area. Those are just some of the house favorites that have reached out to us and been kind enough to grace us with with their presence.
I did want to say that I guess if you haven't been paying attention, or if I don't know, just to kind of give an update, because the last couple of times that we've done this, I haven't really been able to say too much on the matter. But yeah, we, as of 2 weeks ago, we were pretty much planning on Monday evenings, like 5 o'clock, 5 to probably like 8 or 9 for Twitch streaming. We've been doing a whole, since the whole, like at least in Michigan, there's a lot of the stay-at-home order stuff's been lifted. So
for now,
yeah, who knows really as the time goes on. But yeah, for right now, we're definitely trying to stick to at least one day a week, mostly Mondays, because Mondays suck. And we're trying to give you something, just plus, like, honestly, like it's been really just cool to get back to. I feel like we're all, like, the other day that we did our first kind of stream back, like the first official one that we posted about. So I guess kind of pay attention to our social media stuff. But yeah,
social media.
Yeah. So it was the first one back after all this stuff happened, and it was like I left there, and it was as if we had just played a show, which, at this point, it's as close as it could get. So, and honestly, like, it was just, it's cool to have that kind of moment and just to be able to, like, I don't know, feel a little bit lighter afterwards, I guess. So yeah, doing Twitch stuff. We're doing, I don't know how much of the writing stuff we're going to be doing, because I think most of it is learning and adding new songs to the set, and also, trying to do, like, giveaways and all this stuff. So yeah, like I said, most of the time Mondays 5 or 6 to, like, for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So yeah, just come and hang out.
Can you, if you send me like a link to your guys' Twitch channel, and I'll put it in the description of this episode.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. So hell yeah, that's Ballgraith on Twitch. You guys live stream what, and it's playing tracks. What'd you do last time?
We we're still kind of working the kinks out of the live streaming setup, and that's been a whole process in itself. Pretty big learning curve. So right now for the most part, we've been just playing through the same kind of set that we've had for a little bit. We played a couple new ones, not new like material wise, but just new to the set. Added Sigil back in for the first time, which is, like, I can't tell you how long I've been waiting for us to bust that one out, because I fucking love that song.
Nice.
We're also talking about, playing a lot of stuff off of Omen, Omen, Meyer specifically, and eventually Titan. We still, as a band, have to learn a lot of it, which is why we haven't played it. So it's, we're all familiar with the music and stuff, but as far as, like, playing these songs live, it's a bit more of a, because, like, we put it out, and then the quarantine stuff happened, so we haven't really had a chance to learn it all as a band. So, but those will come with it, and just, like, writing new songs. A lot of times it's kind of cool, because a lot of times during the live stream, we just kind of, like, we'll play a couple of songs, and then all of a sudden we'll just start playing whatever. Like, we'll just start ad-libbing and just jamming randomly, and I feel like those are a lot. I don't know, like, it adds a different kind of feel to what's happening, because it's all just kind of like whatever comes to mind. So it could be anything from, like, botched ass, like, covers that are, like, barely covers to, like, just, like, full on, just, like, like, I don't know, just, like, us jamming for, like, 5 minutes on just something that we just started playing, which is cool. So I don't know, it's fun. I'm starting to enjoy it a bit more than I did. I definitely feel like getting things kind of back to like more so like solidifying a lot of the stuff, and getting a lot of the equipment and just, like, changing how we're doing things has kind of eased the stress on it, because before it was very like, you know, day of, we're trying to set all this stuff up, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, well, there's something that just happens, or like, you know, feedback, or just, you know, just something that we can't figure out and stuff, and it just kind of kills the whole, you know, whole vibe of it and stuff. So I'd like to think that we're past that. I mean, there's things that happen all the time, no matter what. I mean, even with this, like, you know, there's things that just come up. This is why we re-recorded this episode 3 different times. But so yeah, regardless, yeah, like I said, Monday nights usually. I think we're gonna try to keep it to that. So we'll, you know, put it all in the description and stuff. But yeah, it's been really, you know, much needed for sure. So.
Oh yeah, man. Was good to hear that you guys are back in action, at least in some capacity. Yeah. Very exciting. And be sure everybody check that out. All social media. Be sure to check out the new Recorrupted track. They got their new album coming out.
Yeah.
It's outstanding.
Yeah.
The new Lemon is outstanding. The new Ailstorm is outstanding. The new Run the Jewels is outstanding. There's a lot of good fucking shit out right now, man. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Wow, there's something else. Oh, yeah. If you haven't paid attention to the Acacia strain.
I still need to get to them. I have not gotten to them yet.
Oh. Slow Decay, or just Decay, I guess. Well, full album's called Slow Decay. Between that and It Comes in Waves are like 2 of their best albums that they put out in their entire career, I think.
Fuck yeah.
Like, they are so fucking good.
That's
like,
awesome.
That band to me is like a fine wine, man. Like, every album they do, they just get better. So, and they've been around. Yeah.
They've been around for a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
I will definitely get to them though. I'll definitely check that out. But yeah. All right, let's wrap this one up. Thank you everyone so much for listening to this episode and watching this episode of Lost in the Dark podcast. We'll be back again very soon. Hope everyone's staying safe, and be sure to raise your fucking horns and bang your goddamn heads. We love you all to death. Good night.